Emmanuel Buisson is a results-driven, motivational speaker with a passion for inspiring sales and corporate professionals to amplify their careers and lives. He has a proven track record of high performance and success and is on a mission to help individuals do the same and more. Ladies and gentlemen, stand to your feet and welcome to the stage, Emmanuel Buisson!
If you know this is your year, come on, that's kind of weak. Go ahead and keep clapping if you know that this is your year to shine. Go ahead and keep clapping that you know that you're going to conquer and be that top rep this year, all right? Let's go. All right, awesome. Have your seats, please. Have your seats, please. Well, great morning. Great morning. My name is Emmanuel Buisson, and I want to thank Google for allowing me to be here to speak at your annual sales conference. One more time, give it up for yourselves. I can't see you, but let me hear you. All right, I hear you, Balcony. All right, awesome. So once again, I'm Emmanuel Buisson, and I'm honored to be here. And I want to simply open up the book of my life and share with you how I got to this moment and how you can do the same thing and more. Now, are there any science nerds in the building? Any science nerds? All right, I'm usually the only one. So, who remembers Newton's laws of motion? All right, we got one person in the room. You my ace, all right? So, one law that always stuck out to me is an object at rest stays at rest unless an unbalanced force acts upon it, all right? Let me say it again. An object at rest stays at rest unless an unbalanced force acts upon it. Now, can I be honest with you guys? Yeah. I was at a point in my life where I was essentially at rest. I was newly promoted to division director role. I just qualified for my company car, nice red BMW. Okay. I crushed it in sales the year before, and so you get to qualify for a company car, all expenses paid. And I was coasting. Life was great. No need to push a needle. I was comfortable. Now, is there anybody in this room, you don't have to raise your hands, who's also been there before? You might even be there now. You're coasting, you're comfortable, life is good, you're not really pushing the needle. You too are essentially at rest. Now, I was at rest until an unbalanced force came upon my family and acted in a disruptive way. Now let's fast forward to September 13, 2013. I was lying in bed and the phone rang. Hello? Yes, hello? This is Emmanuel? Yeah, this is me. This is Sarah calling from Holmes Regional. And as she was saying that, I can hear my mother screaming in the background in a sound I would never forget. Your brother! Your brother! Hey, what's going on? What's going on? I just don't know how to say this, but your brother's been in a really bad car accident, and we don't think he's gonna make it. Babe, wake up, we gotta go. Jump in the car, 90 miles an hour, 100 miles an hour, 110 miles an hour. We get to the hospital. I jump out of the car, running through the hospital, screaming his name. Carl! Carl! I turned the corner. I locked eyes with somebody named Sarah. Somehow I just knew it was her. She shook her head. He didn't make it. He wasn't just my brother. He was like a son to me. And that night he passed away. We were supposed to be together. I told him, let's go out next weekend. But next weekend never came. Every person in this room, under the sound of my voice, know this. Life is only today. Yesterday is gone, and tomorrow may never come. I'm gonna say it again. Life is only today. Yesterday is gone, and tomorrow may never come. Don't wait what you can do today and push it off to tomorrow, because you may not have that tomorrow. It's bigger than you. It's not just a job in sales here at Google. What's driving you? What's pushing you? And what is your unbalanced force? Now let's fast forward to the day of his funeral. My parents asked me to speak. And as I'm looking over his coffin, I said these words I heard someone else say. On your tombstone, there are a couple things. The day that you were born, and the day you'll take your last breath. But the most important thing on that tombstone is that little dash in the middle.
Come on.
What will your dash represent?
Come on, come on.
Yes. Yeah.
I walked off that stage, tears flowing down my eyes, put my hand on his casket and said, from this moment on, bro, I got you. His dash represented a life of high achievement. At the age of 19, he was the #1 teller at Wells Fargo in the state of Florida. At the age of 20, he was promoted into a personal banker, managing millions of dollars in revenue, and he became the #1 personal banker at Wells Fargo. Youngest to ever do it in company history. This unbalanced force gave me an awakening and forced me to amplify my life and elevate my standards. Even though he was motionless, he pushed me to get into motion. Even though he was at rest, he pushed me to get out of rest for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
So no longer could I be comfortable. No longer could I be just average. No longer could I coast, and how dare I be average. And since that moment, I too have been able to be #1 in my company year after year after year. President's Club 4 years in a row. Regional MVP year after year after year. The $500,000 growth award. The next year, the $1 million growth award. The one I'm most proud of? This one right here. You may be able to see it right here in the front balcony. If you can go ahead and get the crane down so you can see this, please. Come in a little closer, a little closer. All right, there you go. This is the Eagle Award for the most impactful person in the company. And I got it, but the most important thing of this, they changed the name to the Emmanuel Buisson Eagle Award in honor of my brother. So how did I get here? 3 things you have to implement into your life yesterday. Not today, yesterday. Actually 4. 1, you have to have something bigger than you that's driving you. What is your why? Once again, I said it's not just a job here at Google, it's more than that. Number 2, we're gonna go quick. You have to have a strong mindset. What is your mindset on? For me, I always said this. The only impossibilities in life are the ones you choose to believe.
Come on.
The only impossibilities in life are the ones you choose to believe. And guess what? It might be impossible for you, but it's not for me. Number 2, you gotta have strategy. What separates the good from the great is doing the small things consistently. I want to ask you a question. What are the small things you can do every single day consistently? I'm going to give you a game right now. I want you to implement this right now. It's called a +1. What that is doing 1 more actionable item every single day. 1 more actionable item a day is 5 more in a week. That's 20 more in a month. That's 240 more actionable items every single day. And lastly, you got to put in that work. Kevin Hart said it like this. Everybody wants to be famous, but not everybody wants to put the work in. For the sake of this conference, I'll say it like this. Everybody wants to be successful, but are you willing to put the work in? And as I close, I want to remind you, you have to have something bigger than you that's driving you. Don't just show up to work all candid and showing up, not even giving your best. It has to be bigger than you. What is your why? What's driving you? You have to have a strong mindset. It may be impossible for them, but it's not for you in this room. You gotta have a great strategy. Tonight, I want you to start thinking about that one thing you can start doing every single day, and I promise you, you will thank me for it later. In 3 weeks, we have a backup workshop that's gonna take place. I wanna see every person in this room in that workshop. I promise you, we'll go into more strategy. And lastly, you gotta put in that work. I have one more question for you. While you were here at Google, there's a day that you started, there's a day that you will end. But my question to you is, what will your dash here at Google represent? I'm Emmanuel Buisson. That's my time, and I'll see you on the top.